Here are some house rules, and I'll reiterate them a couple of times. The call would be joined by a few hundred people. All of you are very senior individuals.
Method of all things on premise.
While you all are very senior people, while the call is hosted by MCCI, this is open for all the associations. I must mention, we love like you and everybody in your family, including your pets, but they are best kept mute as respect to the 800 other people who have joined the call. With all the respect that you deserve, my colleagues would be ensuring that you digitally step out of this call if you are not able to unmute the surrounding. If you believe your video being visible adds to the quality of the discussion, then please keep it on. Otherwise, you might switch off your video. That will improve quality of reception at your end. I'm requesting my colleagues to respectfully remove the handles that are not able to keep themselves on mute. Thank you all. Today in the conversation we have Principal Commissioner of PCMC, Mr. Shravan Hardikar. We have the President of MCCI, Mr. Pradeep Bhargava. We have presidents and office bearers of various chambers that are stakeholders of PCMC community. We also have many industry people who may not belong to any one of our chambers. This call is for all of you. I'm going to take another minute so that we all set to go. Request those who are not speaking, other than the Municipal Commissioner, other than the RO MIDC, Joint Director DIC, President MCI, or presidents of some of the chambers who would be speaking at some stage later. All others, you might as well keep the video on off mode. That would help your own reception on what you are able to receive. Technology is improving, but there is no consideration for the video quality of what you are putting for any permissions, approvals, etc. So there is no benefit. And now I'm requesting my colleagues to please switch off the videos of those who are not able to switch off their own videos so that their ability to listen to the conversation improves. All right, we are done with all the house rules. I'm thankful for all of you joining. To begin with, I'll request Mr. Bhargava to welcome the Commissioner PCMC, and then I'll be moving to Commissioner PCMC to check with him what format would he like, and thereafter we'll follow the format that he suggests. Mr. Bhargava first.
Thank you, Prashant. Once again, a warm welcome, Shravanji, on behalf of MCCI as well as other associations, office bearers over here. Actually, the frequency and the intensity with which we engage with you, we almost feel a part of your extended enterprise. Thank you so much for engaging with us and giving. The openness, the candidness with which you come across, the clarity of goal and honesty of purpose, Mr. Hardikar, that you have displayed is indeed commendable. Let me try and put the context here. I don't know if you remember, Mr. Hardikar, it was on 19th March evening when you and I talked, and you had said that you have some apprehensions, anxiety about what's unfolding, and you wanted to talk to the industry. Next morning on 20th of March, we organized Maratha Chamber with you there, got large number of industries where you very candidly, openly talked about the problems ahead. Mind you, lockdown was announced by Prime Minister on 23rd, but it was as early as on 20th March when you said कि देखिए कुछ गंभीर समस्या आने वाली है, आप लोग तैयार हो जाइए. So there was no executive order, but the visionary executive that you are, you had visualized, and you and I talked at length about it. Ki what do we need to do? And you had said, look, can industry, some of you guys voluntarily cut down, scale down, because difficult times are ahead. So friends, to everybody in the audience, I want to remind us that it was as early as 20th of March that Mr. Shravan Hardikar was able to visualize, and he gave us an alert. It's only in fitness of things that when he gave us the preview of the closure, today the disclosure of opening also has to come from none other than Mr. Shravan Hardikar. And really, we really appreciate your joining us and making it clear. We not linked to industry, but I and some of us have been tracking because Maratha Chamber is deeply involved into this entire healthcare, whatever is happening. And I just want to, for the benefit of all, commend the leadership of PCMC that as we speak today, of the total 3,500 and odd positive cases in the Pune district, PCMC has only 180 and a lot of them have been discharged. So commend you, sir, for containing the spread. And even you contained the entire thing to a single hospital, which is remarkable. So really, really want to thank you as citizens of Pune that you have done an amazing job under your leadership. Things have happened. So now we push from opening of industry into PCMC, which has been a long-standing agenda for all of us in the city of Pune, because we felt that PCMC and PMC and Pune is a nerve center for the country. Its continued closure will not only affect the economy of the city, of the state, but the whole country. We are part of the global value change it would have done. So livelihood agenda has to take its position while saving of lives continues to be. And if I could say it in a lighter vein, the opening started with liquid, Daru ki dukan. Madam Prime Minister came to liquidity, which was
Finance Minister.
Am I audible?
You are audible. Yeah, you are talking about Finance Minister, and there seems like some others are unmuted, and my colleagues should be helping them. So please continue.
You can hear me all right, right? I have switched off my video though, just to make it easier.
Sure. Please continue.
Yeah. So I think what started with liquid went on to liquidity, which is what Finance Minister has announced 2 days back. And now we come to solvency, which is what, sir, your agenda today is to get us going. And I will have my colleagues from different industry associations who will put their posters to you. And I just want to clarify, these are not demands. These are not charter of demands. Most of them are in nature of clarification, sujav hain, maange nahi hain. And frankly, I see the title on your things. You're only going to be answering most of the question before they are answered. Before they pose the question, you've got the answers there. So just to conclude, I want to say, while we are giving sujav, I want to give on behalf of all of us some ashwasan to you, some assurance to you, because we are here to be a partner here. We will follow all the protocols to the letter and to the spirit, not because it is expected of us, because we'll be stupid. If we don't do it, we'll be sacrificing our own sanity, our own safety, our own continuity. So, sir, we just want to assure you that every single protocol will be followed by us, and these habits will be reinforced at home too. Second thing I want to indicate, some of us, larger factories, will follow what you've done, micro-zoning within a zone. We will try and segment our factory area into little zones so that if a problem were to surface, rather than closing the entire enterprise, we can close that particular zone. This has been tried in other cities. That's a thing which we in Chamber will be following. So larger organizations will segment people into different sections, a machine shop or a port shop or whatever else we have, so that they are also regimented, it will do this. So last point, sir, the nation has started train services from point to point. The point to point was started from Pune going to Chakan, Rajguru Nagar, but unfortunately we were not allowed to stop on intermediate station called Bosri and Chinchwad. So now these trains, a lot of passengers wanted to get down at these stations, which is what you're going to announce for us, sir. There's a lot of activities, so we will have movement coming on the way to PCMC. We look forward to it. And we want to assure you, you've got a commendable record in terms of containment. When we go there from industry, we want to assure you, we will do nothing but to help you in seeing that the containment stays and PCMC emerges certainly as a green as soon as possible. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Hardikar. Appreciate your time. And Prashant, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bhargava. Now we go to the Municipal Commissioner of PCMC, Shri Shravan Hardikarji. Over to you, sir. You decide the format and we'll follow the format of the conversation today. Yeah, it's unmuted.
Thank you, Prashant ji. Thank you, Bhargav ji, for giving us this opportunity to interact with all of you. Now, for the ease of communication, I'm going to remove my face mask, but it has to be removed only in a scientific manner, that without touching the front face of it, sides of it, you just have to use only the side thread to remove your mask temporarily. I think this is very essential to begin, because face mask is the thing which is going to reduce the transmission rate by 60%. If all of us wear face masks in presence of public areas, in presence of each other, then our rate of transmission is going to go down 60%. So this is our first intervention that we have started. I will start my discussion. I'm not going to speak much. I will let more questions to come from the industry. Also, this is our first time to interact with you. Before, when, as Bhargav ji explained, when we were discussing about closing down the industry and closing down the things, that time we had an interaction briefly with some of the industry leaders. But this is a larger gathering, and I would like to be brief about what I'm going to communicate. Also, this is my first time interaction with so many of you after the lockdown has been announced and we are about to open. So it is like, building a Chakravyuha is good. Chakravyuha तोड़ना भी आसान है, पर Chakravyuha से बाहर निकलना उससे ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट है. ये जो कहावत है उसके हिसाब से हमारे लिए चक्रव्यूह बन गया है. अब ये चक्रव्यूह से हमको सेफ बाहर निकलना है. तो let us start understanding what are the essential parameters that we will have to follow so that we come out safe. I will just speak for 10 to 15 minutes and then I will let Prashant answer the questions. It would not be pertinent to open up the floor for everybody asking questions. Because too many people on this kind of a platform, speaking is not manageable and moderatable. So anybody who has questions could send through the chat or an email or a WhatsApp group to Prashant ji, and Prashant ji can then moderate. He can take some 5 to 10 important questions which are of generic nature, and we will try to take up all other questions which you will send to Prashant ji, which he will give me afterwards, and I will prepare some kind of an FAQ on it and will circulate it through Joint Director Mr. Survaseji, who has also joined this discussion, so that there will be a common point of contact through Joint Director Industries with whom you are used to interacting on daily basis. So I would begin. I have a small presentation. Most of you must have already thought through it. So it's not too technical. It's very simple. It is only explaining what are the. Can you see the slide?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So I will be resuming the presentation now. Yes. So these are the guidelines that we have created. The sources of these guidelines basically are nothing but what various international organizations and governments have been prescribing, what CII FICCI has already started circulating amongst its members, and what we have learned from various guidelines have been received from Ministry of Home Affairs and Government of Maharashtra. So basically, these are the general guidelines. First thing that you should understand is that everybody who is working in your plant has to wear the face mask. Now, face mask, one has to follow certain guidelines about face mask. Is that face cover of two types are available in the market. One is a disposable one and other is a reusable one. If you are using a disposable one, then you have to very seriously understand how to dispose of the disposable face masks which are disposed of in the litter bins or on the shop floor, on the corners of your shop floor. One is not supposed to touch them because they could be infected, and that's why we are urging people to use reusable face masks made of simple cloth which can be washed, dried and reused on a daily basis. So it is advised to all of you to provide at least 3 simple reusable face masks made of cotton, 3-ply masks, which can be reused by your people on daily basis by simple merely soap solution can wash it. Secondly, you have to ensure the temperature taking protocol. So the temperature of individual members who are entering and leaving the organization and during the lunch break could be taken just to check, because that's the primary symptom of the corona. Anybody having temperature over 98 degrees Fahrenheit, 99 or anything plus would be asked to immediately see the doctor. Third thing is that the touch gestures. Most of you are using biometric attendance systems for marking the attendance of the people. I would urge that you disable these attendance systems temporarily, because there is a possibility of spread of the virus through these systems. Alternatively, if you want to go ahead with the same system because you can't suddenly close it, it would be advisable to put a guard there who will be holding the sanitizer in his hand, or there is a hand washing station created at the entrance where people come, wash their hands first clean, and then they do the touch biometric sensor after drying the hand. Because that's the point which will be most prominent point where there could be transmission, large scale transmission if somebody is positive. Fourth thing is that everybody has to be facilitated to download Arogya Setu app and if possible PCMC Smart Sarathi mobile app, by which you are going to know lot many things about updates on various things happening inside the city. All the people would know where the latest containment zone is, because you are not supposed to get the people out of the containment zones. And to know the containment zone, where this exactly located, you need to be aware where the latest containment zone is established. Now, containment zone is not a static thing. It keeps on getting added every day. जहाँ पे भी नया केस हमें आइडेंटिफाई होता है, उसका एरिया बेस्ड ऑन इट्स प्रॉक्सिमिटी एंड इट्स रिस्क वी क्लोज दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया, और उस एरिया से आने वाले लोगों को आपको हर रोज जानकारी होनी जरूरी है. So I would urge that you keep tab on where the latest containment zones are, and that will be available on PCMC Smart Sarathi mobile application. It is easily downloadable on both Google Play Store as well as App Store. Now about use of air conditioners, coolers and fans. We are requesting all of you to go for natural ventilation as much as possible, but wherever it is not possible, you have to set the temperature above 26 degrees up to 30 degrees. I know it is going to be difficult where the process requires you to keep the temperatures lesser, then special protection has to be taken. Some additional guidelines could be taken from the experts in this behalf, but largely in the manufacturing industry where the temperatures can be controlled above 28 degrees up to 30 degrees centigrade, and preferably to keep it ventilated through the natural ventilation. About use of hand wash and sanitizers, we will have to create various facilities for hand washing and sanitizing on the shop floor, near the entrance, at the exit point, and at the various gathering points like canteens, office spaces, wherever there could be people coming in and going. So this has to become a standard norm. The two things that we are recommending for keeping corona aside despite living with it. So our appeal to all of you is that we should first know that corona is not going anywhere. It is here to stay with us till we find a solution to it or we find a vaccine for it. So if corona is going to be around and 80% people are going to be asymptomatic, we may not know who is spreading corona right now. And to stop corona to enter your own self, you just need to know how it enters your body. And that's why you need to take care that social distancing has to be followed and all the aerosol or droplet contamination passing from one person to the other has to be stopped. So for that, you have to make sure that whenever anybody is suffering from cough and cold, they are first of all checked by doctors. Then if they are attending and they sneeze or cough casually, while coughing or sneezing casually also they use handkerchief or cover their mouth and nose with some face cover or with tissue paper. The tissue papers that they are using for this purpose are to be discarded in a very safe manner and hygienic manner into the dustbins, which then are to be disposed of in a systematic covered manner. Thirdly, hand washing is the very clear intervention which is safeguarding individuals, because we are used to touching our face regularly for no reason, and that's why we need to keep our hand hygiene utmost, and not just ours, our all workers have to be trained on hand hygiene. So we again urge you to train your people on three aspects: hand hygiene, social distancing, and use of the face mask. If these three things are followed systematically, we keep on checking the temperature randomly for our employees to just check whether there is an onslaught of symptoms, then I think we are going to reduce the risk of transmission to a larger extent. I would repeat, these are the three interventions which you need to understand and keep at the back of your mind. I know I am repeating again and again, but this is the only thing that is going to save us and keep us safe in our city. If this is clear, I will move to the next point. What are the symptoms of the coronavirus? You need to know. You have read so many things, but I'll just simply tell you. Cough and fever. Dry cough especially is the symptom, which is initial symptom. Headache, tiredness, slight chills, sweats, body ache. But the most prominent one is difficulty in breathing. If these are the symptoms you see, then there is a possibility that you may be infected by coronavirus. So we have put the number of Sarthi helpline. Anytime anybody feels these kind of symptoms, do contact us immediately on 8888006666. This is our Sarthi helpline number. Along with that, if you have downloaded the Sarthi PCMC Smart Sarthi app, through which also you can fill the symptom self-check, that also informs us immediately about somebody has taken a self-check and is high risk. So we will be able to contact that person immediately. For social distancing, we are saying at least 1.8 meter distance between two persons has to be kept. For safe understanding, 2 meter distance is what you should keep between two working stations. You need to also follow certain norms about disinfection. Your washrooms are the main area where there is a possibility of transmission of infection, because if the multiple people are using common washroom, in that common washroom, the taps are being touched, the commodes are being touched, the commode covers are being lifted. So all these places are the possibility where the transmission may happen. And that's why regular cleaning of common washrooms has to be ensured. Hand washing facility should be provided at the washrooms. Social distancing needs to be followed. Disinfection protocol is established. So there is a sodium hypochlorite solution 1% to be utilized for public areas. It is a little corrosive solution. That's why those in the areas where there are possibility of corrosion of your machines and other touching where the common surfaces may get corroded, you have to use alternatives to it like ClO2 or hypo solution or a common bleaching solution. So there are multiple options. Normal Kleenex can be utilized also, but you need to keep on cleaning the surfaces so that the virus droplets don't stay there and they don't further contaminate. Lifts and elevators should be avoided as much as possible. Wherever at most essential, the lift buttons, the door opening buttons of the lifts and elevators need to be sanitized again and again. So you need to keep these small things under your control. Now in machine tool shops, there are equipment which is being handled by multiple persons. So that's where you need to be very careful about sanitization and disinfection protocols. So the operator's hand sanitization is very essential. Apart from that, after every shift change, or if the same machine is operated by multiple operators, then you need to sanitize the commonly touched parts of it. These are the cares that you need to take. Certain protective equipments essential for the workers as per the requirement of industrial safety and hazards. You need to continue to follow them. So my limited point of saying is that in an industrial environment, when we are opening up, assume that this is an additional safety consideration being put to use, that you are always made aware that corona is there. You have to live with corona. You have to work with corona. The workplace is with corona, and that's why you have to take all these precautions, because it's in your interest. I don't want somebody getting affected by corona at your workplace, infecting others, and entire industry closes down. So to avoid this thing, you need to do some do's and don'ts, some self check-ins. I'm going to leave this presentation with all of you and MCCIA. You can circulate that widely. Some of things can be iteratively added or deleted out of it, which may not be convenient, but this is a work in progress. This is not a terminal documentation that this is rules and bylaws that needs to be looked at in a systematic manner. These are guidelines which we are giving to all of you. So you are starting with a reduction in number of staffs. Everywhere, many people have started in outside areas, orange zones, green zones. The 100% work is started, but I know you are not able to start at 100% capacity as the laborers may not be available. But in our area, which is clearly a red zone, we have to be very careful, and that's why we are starting with 33% of cap on the manpower use. So you have to be very clear and very categorical about it, that you are not going to start with more manpower than 33% of it. You can do the staggered job rotation to reduce the shift requirements, so that there will not be too much crowding. Some company premises would be smaller, where the distancing may not be easy, so they can stagger the shifts. That will be the better solution. Transportation also has been sanctioned that free riders on two-wheelers are not allowed to enter the premises. You can only allow a closed end-to-end drop and pickup facility to be provided by the starting unit, has to be ensured for the interim period when we open up systematically for the entire purpose. I know somebody must be thinking why this has been done, because a single person traveling on a two-wheeler would be very useful and is non-transmitting, but that's not the point. It is that it's one person can travel on a bike. I'm more worried what that person does after he leaves the premise of your industry. The free rider is free to move about in the entire city, move about and visit anybody's place. And that is the danger that we are seeking, that free rider should not be left to move about uncontrolled. We are not worried that a single rider can responsibly come to your factory and go, but I am more interested in what he or she does after they leave your premises. And that's my worry. That's why we are not allowing it. We are knowing that you are all responsible people. You will bring them from their residence to your factory premise in a more systematic manner, in a transportation that is organized by you, where the social distancing norm is being followed. So sharing tools and equipment should be no. If they are sharing, then the sanitation and disinfection protocol has to be followed. Supply chain partners, vendors, and their visits unnecessarily have to be avoided. All the supply chain, whatever the transporters are going to bring in, the material that comes in needs to be inspected, disinfected, if possible, with the non-corrosive disinfectants, so that they don't bring in any other infection from the outside. So that protocol is also equally important.
बरोबर.
So seating arrangements for the visitors and offices have to be maintaining the social distancing norm. All these processes are looking at three conditions again: hand hygiene, disinfection, and social distancing. So what if somebody still follows all these guidelines and whatever precautions we take, if somebody comes positive, what will you do? Are we going to close the entire shop? Are we going to close the entire industry? So that depends on what procedures you have followed, what precautions you have taken. So as rightly pointed out by Bhargav sir earlier, that they are also going to follow micro zoning inside the industry shop floor, so that we don't have to close the entire industry. So that's why two precautions you need to take. First, install Arogya Setu app on each and every worker's phone, so that we can identify who is critical. Second, you can follow the social distancing and create micro zones for circulation and workspaces. Create circles, mark them on ground. That's a simple industry practice that can help people stay within their zone of work and avoid moving out of that zone, so that they don't intermingle, they don't touch each other, they don't share a common space and to come too near one another. Just in case somebody comes in positive, then we will have to do some contact tracing. We will have to look at the ground realities, how you have behaved, how precautions were taken up, and based on that a decision would be taken whether that particular shop area will be closed, whether the entire shop would be closed, or whether the entire industry would be closed. So based on the behavior of the person who comes positive and your precautions that you are going to follow is going to determine how you will be responding to the positive cases coming in your industry. One thing that is certain, whenever somebody is symptomatic, it is your duty to notify the nearest clinic for inspection. If you hide some cases which are coming positive, then that will be a serious offense, and we don't want to get into that kind of a situation. We are all responsible entrepreneurs. I hope that everybody would keep this in mind.
Hello.
So those people who are working here and come positive will be isolated into isolation. Those people who are in high risk contacts of that person will be home quarantined. If not home quarantined, if they cannot home quarantine, then they will be put under institutional quarantine. And if they become symptomatic, then they will be tested and further action will be taken. The home quarantine procedure is at least for the 14 days, and based on the person's risk perception, it will be extended up to 28 days. Now, there could be some questions that what if the persons come up from outside? The outside movement is currently not allowed, but anybody coming from outside is being quarantined for 14 days as of today. If they are coming from red and green, orange zones, then they are going to be home quarantined for 14 days, and they would be available for work only after 14 days. So for time being, the question of people being brought from outside area for work to your industry is out of question. You will have to work with the available workforce, available that too within PCMC premises and staying outside the existing containment areas. I know this is very restrictive, but you must all appreciate the fact and the effort that has gone into allowing us to start work. It was not possible for us to start work in the current situation where we, being in proximity to Pune city, where the transmission rate is very high and a large number of cases are being found, it was practically not possible for us to start anything inside Pimpri-Chinchwad. But looking at the traditional nature of our requirements of our city, of our industry, and how it impacts the industry, industrial growth and contribution to the national industrial force, we have taken a conscious decision. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar ji has personally taken interest into this process and worked for getting this sanction. It is restrictive, I understand. Nobody is going to be happy in working under restrictions, but still we have to be responsibly opening. As I said, we don't want to let to die in the Chakravyuha that has been created. We have to come out safely out of it. We have to open the lockdown very systematically and come out of lockdown systematically, slowly impacting and maintaining the balance between economy and the requirements of health and hygiene and safety of the citizens in a larger numbers. So these are the basic guidelines that we wanted to highlight to all of you. There are certain pictorial things which I will leave with you: how to wear a mask, what is to be followed, how the mask is not to be disposed, how to do the hand hygiene. Some posters are being circulated which you can print and keep in all the industrial areas. You can always keep making people aware. The way we put up danger signs, the way we put up various signages in industry, there could be some signages based on Corona requirements. You can develop those. But this is an opportunity for us to improve the hygiene of our shop floors and establish better working practices so that we are much more capable of working with Corona. Because let us start assuming that Corona is going to stay. All our family members, senior citizens, persons with comorbidities are more susceptible to Corona, and their all safety has to be ensured by all of us. I think this is going to be the key crux of the entire activity. 2-3 things more. We have to follow the norm that we will have to use the common transportation point-to-point pickup and drop facility. 33% people only, and that too coming from Pimpri-Chinchwad area. 4-wheelers can be sanctioned subject to certain management. 4-wheeler restriction could be put in. The admission, the sanctioning protocols, we are going to use the existing industries website which is already created. The work is in progress to create some specialized facilities for PCMC. Survase Saab will speak about it, the efforts that are being put. But we hope that we will all be able to work systematically and ensuring that none of the person. See, when I start work in my office, my first aim is that no employee of mine should fall sick because of Corona. Forget death. We are talking that he should not fall sick because of Corona. It's my responsibility to take care of each and every employee and their family members as a family member, as a family head. I hope everybody of you will look at it, look at this challenge in that light and that spirit, and then I think we will be good to open systematically, and in the times to come, we will be able to open in larger numbers. I think I will stop here at this junction and will let Prashant he must have collected lot many questions by now. I saw him writing so many things. So let's take some questions on that.
Sure, thank you.
And one more question, I'm sorry, I missed point. There is one guideline that is that 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. is a no transportation time. No person is to be kept is seen outside. So there are issues about second shift. So right now we are deliberating with the government whether to allow the second shift in the closed confined transportation. But as of today, you can operate a day shift and a night shift where the operator enters before 7 p.m. and exits after 7 a.m. But second shift starting around post noon and ending at the midnight is currently not being allowed in Pimpri-Chinchwad area. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I think this was very, very informative presentation and very helpful. I'm requesting my colleagues to check the echo. As I said, this was very helpful presentation, very informative. Thank you so much for sharing the slide deck. To Mr. Poman, we will get the slide deck and we'll share with all the people who attended it today. Before I come to the questions, a quick one, if Mr. Surose is here, Surose Saab, if there is anything you would want to say to begin with, want to check with you, and then I could start with the questions. I'll request my colleagues to unmute Surose.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
हाँ जी.
Yeah. Hello.
हाँ बोला.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. हाँ.
बोला सुरवसे साहेब, ऐकू येतंय?
with the revised guideline of 2nd May 2020, now almost the PMR area of Pune district has been allowed to operate with certain restriction. And as per the yesterday's guideline, again, the PCMC area has been allowed to operate with restrictions. The commissioner, sir, has already given a detail, basically guidelines about the restriction. Only 2-3 points I have to add. As Commissioner said, we have a detailed discussion with Commissioner sir as well as Collector sir. Whatever the existing digital platform available to industry, that has to be used for PCMC area also. So one industry has to obtain self-declared permissions, okay, to start the industries on permission.midcindia.org on this particular portal. Portal will be ready by this within we can say that another 2 hours. Most of the whatever the technical changes are there that we have to add it, and 3 more additions on the portal as far as PCMC areas is there, that the industry has to give undertaking that out of their total employee strength, they have to utilize only 33% of the employee strength. Okay. Another undertaking is that whatever the employee they are coming to their factory, that has to be residing in PCMC area only. These are the basically 2 again additional undertaking they have to give. And another undertaking as suggested by Commissioner PCMC, that they have to undertake that they have paid all the property taxes of Pimpri-Chinchwad Municipal Corporation. So once they have obtained the permission on basically on that particular portal, then whatever the vehicle passes required to them, as of now for all other industries, we will be authorizing the minibus or buses, that is a dedicated transport, and as well as the cars, that has to be again a closed transport, that has to be required for basically industries. Now,
Hello.
one point from our side is that as far as hello.
Yes,
Hello.
please continue. Please continue.
As far as PCMC is concerned, yeah. So as far as PCMC is concerned, we have 2 major MIDC areas. One is a Bhosri MIDC area, and another is a Pimpri-Chinchwad area. So in this industrial area, there are basically most of the organized industries are there, structured industries are there. But apart from that, we have industries on private areas also there. And in some of the industries located in the private areas, so they will be finding little bit difficult to take the all standard protocol under the COVID-19. So again, our restrictions and our request to all industries that they have to take due care about this standard SOPs as well as the whatever the basically another norms specified by the PCMC. Because this is a special permissions for PCMC, and as you are know that the only 33% strength is allowed. So all of us has to take due care about the COVID-19 SOPs, and the detail has been explained by the Municipal Commissioner Pimpri-Chinchwad. So with this, I will stop here, and if any questions are there, we'll definitely take that questions. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Many thanks. Thank you so much to the Honorable Commissioner as well as respected JD DIC for that detailed explanation. We have a few questions and we'll take those. Before I take questions, couple of things. There are 750 of you all who are listening to this conversation. There are a few hundred on YouTube channel and other social media as well who are benefiting from this conversation. While this is hosted by MCCI, this is for all stakeholders in PCMC. I'll very quickly take 30 seconds to name a few people who are present here today. Mr. Deepak Karandikar, who looks after the MCCI's MSME committee, Mr. Sandeep Belsare, the Pimpri-Chinchwad Small Industries Association, Mr. Govind Pansare, the president of PCMC Federation of Associations, Mr. Deepak Falle, Laghu Udyog Bharati, Mr. Nitin Kondhalkar, Pimpri-Chinchwad Plastic Association, Mr. Yogesh Rasne, Indian Small Scale Paint Association, Mr. Milind Ashtaputre, Century Inca. There are many other very important people out here. I would want to recognize that they are all present here, and They have shared with us the set of questions. While we may not be able to take every question, but we'll be able to take most of the questions. Thanks to my colleagues, Director Parag Kulkarni and Director Sudhanva Kopadekar, I have these questions and I'll now ask them. Commissioner sir, some of these questions you already have answered, so please pardon me for asking them again if I ask them again. And some of those questions you might want to hold to answer towards the end, that's fine as well. Request Commissioner sir to unmute it and I'll start asking the questions. Commissioner sir, how would you like it, one by one, or do you want me to ask a bunch of questions together?
You can ask me 2-3 questions and then we will take it.
Thank you so much. The first one, which is already clarified, but I'll still ask this. The most frequently asked question was about permissions. Where is it that I, as an industrialist, go and ask the permission? Is it on permissions.midcindia.org?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So all of us.
It is not on. It is going to take some time to make some corrections and additions to it. Once it is on, we will issue the circular. But by today evening, it should be on so that you can start the application process preferably by today evening.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Then would it mean if by today evening I do the process, by tomorrow I should be able to start with under all the guidelines that you have? Is that?
Yes, if you comply and you seek the permission and the passes are given to your vehicles, I think there should not be a problem.
Thank you, sir.
Practically, it is possible.
Sure.
Practically possible. Practically, that depends on how soon you are able to.
Just
go on, sir.
Just addition to this, sir. Actually, the permission is a self-generated permission. So they have to give detailed information about the industries and self-declaration. They will get the permissions. And as far as the vehicle passes are there, we have a team of almost about 7 to 5 people in my office. So they will be immediately authorizing, depending on the companies and number of vehicles. We'll be just cross-checking how many number of vehicles are there. Is they have basically applied for 33% employee strength and then the vehicle deployed. So we'll be authorizing the vehicle passes as well as car passes.
Thank you so much. A small comment before I move to the next question. Suroja Saab and Commissioner Saab, as a job we continue to pester you with many questions and many requests. But here is a request to you, Suroja Saab. Please tell those 10 people, 5 people who work on it that many, many thanks on behalf of all of us, because that's making our lives easier. So thanks to them as well, all the people who are working at backend from PCMC, as well as in your office. I'll move to the second question. So the second most frequently asked question is about the vehicle movement. And I know we heard some guidance, but I'll get done with those couple of them. And it is about, it's rather more of a request, sir, for your consideration. We heard very clearly that there is no vehicle movement from Pune. We heard that, we understood it. We will follow it, we understand. However, there is a request for your kind consideration, and we would be very glad to assist you, Suroja Saab and others, to see if we can find a mechanism that does not compromise your objective of safety, which is very important for industry as well as the wider society. And we can still help industry in a manner which is little more than what's happening today. So that's just a suggestion for your consideration. We would come back to you with our suggestion for your consideration by end of today itself.
Yeah, so this suggestion is quite, it has definitely, we'll have to think over it, because it's a larger issue involved that we don't have a control on from where the people are going to come from out of Pune city. And if they are going to come in our area, then we are exposing the locals at working here to the risk of, there is a larger risk in Pune. That's why a limited decision has been taken for PCMC area. Because so far there has been no spread as compared to Pune in PCMC area. Now we don't want to emulate Pune as a big brother in that aspect.
Yeah.
We have to take that precaution. We are doing our bit to control, but still, if right now evidentially the decision has been taken to allow PCMC. If the evidence goes away, then we are all eating the hen which is giving us the golden eggs.
No, sir. We get your point. However, we'll find out a technological solution and submit it for
We'll
your
discuss this further offline.
Done, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll move to the next one. And that's another more like a request on the same thing. And I'll just use a one-liner for that. For two-wheelers as well, if there is a way of an individual, single individual coming, because many individuals may not have those vehicles even within the zone. Sir, within the PC, just for my understanding, within the PCMC zone, is it okay for me to come by my two-wheeler to the office?
No.
Okay. So, sir, that's one, most of the working class people, because they do not have four-wheeler, and smaller companies might find difficult to hire vehicles. That's the another consideration at some stage, whenever relevant, you might make, sir.
So we are thinking of that pooled kind of a thing also can be allowed if 3 to 5 companies are in the similar vicinity and bringing in 5 to 6 employees each. Then if they are of the similar area, then they can pool the vehicles, because most of the places the contract laborers are working in the same locality. They may be working in the adjoining companies or what. That is our experience as of today. Only the supervisory staff or engineering staff is one which is coming from various locations of the better off habitations. But I don't see a problem with the transportation of the workers largely, because largely they are coming through your contract employers, the labor contractors and other who have kept them, they are staying at a particularly closed venue where multiple people are living together.
Thank you, sir.
We can facilitate that kind of a movement with the help of PMPML, even if some 3 to 5 or more number of employers are willing to hire one common bus, 2 common buses to transport their people, it can be facilitated.
Thank you,
so
sir.
I have Mr. Ajit Pawar, who is my additional commissioner here. He can introduce himself a little afterwards, who can facilitate this entire tie-up with the PMPML.
Sir, the name you said is Mr. Ajit Pawar.
Ajit Pawar, not to be mistaken by the DCM sir's name, but the name is same.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir. That's why I asked. I'll move to the next set of questions.
Girbani sir.
Please request everybody to stay on the mute mode. Respect the 739 people who have joined. Next time, if you unmute yourself, 6 of my colleagues who have only job of respectfully removing you from this chat would be active. And this is to everybody who is on the call. Do a simple math. 700 people wanting to talk only for a minute, it's 700 minutes. Divide by 60, we don't have that time. You don't have that time. Thank you, sir. Moving to the next question. If you still have the question that is very, very critical, please put it on the chat window or raise it to my colleague, Director Parag K at mccipune.com. Trust us, we will take that into account and will request the senior officers to answer that. Thank you so much for your understanding. Next one, sir. Here is a one. Would the takeaways or parcels from the restaurants would be allowed?
Yes, they're already allowed.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Their disposal has to be systematic. The remnants, the packages and other thing has to be disposed of very systematic.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you have answered this question, but I'll very quickly ask this. Some of our labor is in adjoining district, is coming from adjoining district. Would they be allowed? And there is a subsequent question. If they are allowed, is there a quarantine of 14 days? So
I have already answered this question, because we were anticipating that many people would want labor to come from Satara, Latur, Marathwada, especially a lot of laborers come from Marathwada. As of today, the inter-district bulk movement is stopped. So right now that is not going to be possible. Even if somebody manages to come, they are going to get home quarantine for 14 days. So it is going to be slightly difficult for them.
Thank you, sir. So the other question is around, this is more for your consideration. Many of the factories are dependent on raw material, and some of the raw material also comes from shops, not necessarily through good vehicles, right? So would the shops that provide the raw material be allowed to open up so that this supply chain works?
So most of the standalone shops, especially the hardware and electrical ones, have been allowed to open. And we are making sure that standalone areas will continue to have shops open. we will think of extending the timing, which is currently 10 to 4 to 10 to 6. That would facilitate the industry to get the materials that they require by 17th. So we are expecting some kind of relaxations to come in lockdown 4.0 by today evening from the MHA order, and then by tomorrow the state government will also issue further relaxations. So I think the shops are going to open systematically the way the industry is also going to open. But again, the same thing, your suppliers are to be treated as a risk. You will have to treat all the material coming inside your factory with a risk, with a pinch of salt that it may get infection into your factory. So you have to follow all the procedures and precautions.
Got it, sir. Thank you for that. So there is this question, and many have asked this. We understand that 33% of the existing capacity is allowed, and we respect that for now, as we hope for it to grow up as we progress. But would the name need to be fixed in 33%, or can the names change is the question?
I think Survase Saab can answer this question, because when I saw their format, the names are there when they are applying.
Sure.
Because the transport permit comes along with the name, the bus number along with the person sitting inside. And that's how the transport permit will come. So I think names will be fixed.
Sir, isme like once the employee names are fixed, but if it is a dynamic, some employees are they don't they're having some ops or something, they are going on holidays. Even for vehicle also, some vehicle gets repaired or some problems will be there. So portal is dynamic. Only the condition is that they have to maintain the 33%. Otherwise, we can
update the portal.
We can authorize.
We can update the portal. We can
update on the portal.
Okay. So that connects both of you are saying the same thing then. As long as we update the data on the portal, that's fine. The request to the colleagues in the industry is please continue to update the portal so that you get a bit more flexibility without compromising on the safety, which is much needed. So the next one, it's more of a thought shared by a couple of members, is each of the factories or those lanes also have some roadside tea vendors. There are interestingly two completely different viewpoints for your consideration. One viewpoint says they are the most affected and hence allow them to open up. Another viewpoint says that's where most of the crowd happens and social distancing is compromised and hence don't allow. I don't want to comment on it either way. It's a sensitive one, but we'll just leave it for your consideration, and whatever comes out of your consideration is understandable.
As of today, the street vendors are strictly prohibited, apart from the ones which are selling essential goods like vegetables and fruits are only allowed as of today, that too on the passes issued by the corporation. No other street vendor, including tea stall vendor or a food stall vendor, Bhelwala, nobody is being allowed, and that cannot be allowed till the government relaxes the norm for it.
Appreciate, sir. So then we talked about people not being able to move from Pune and the constraints for now, but also people would come from other areas which are not necessarily red zones. Let's say Chakan, Talegaon, in those areas also people would come from. Is that okay? Is that allowed?
We will explore this idea, because this is currently allowed for the employees only residing in PCMC area.
Sure. So
Chakan and Talegaon and Dehu, all these areas we have not yet factored in, but we will have to deliberate on this.
Sure, sir. We appreciate. We'll be thankful if that can be considered, and we would be even more careful about this. I'll mention a couple of things before I go to the next question. These are more comments for the industry members rather than the senior officers. To my industry members, I would want to mention that we are putting together on a YouTube channel a set of playlist of all the health and safety related videos. Many of them are the best practices from many good organizations. Some of them could also be from you all people. We would want to encourage the magic of collaboration among all of you in sharing the health and safety related materials, the digital materials. So my colleagues would be posting the links onto the chat window. Please explore that and stay connected. We'll also upload the presentation that Honorable Commissioner Sir gave today on our links, as well as any other material we get from the government authorities. so that we create one repository which we all have access to in terms of health and safety. Second thing, we are also going to organize, my colleague Mr. Sudhanva Kopardekar and my colleague Mr. Sri Krishna Gadgil are working on a digital conference that will talk about suppliers of things like the sanitizer, things like the pulse oximeters, thermometers, all things that are required to respond to this COVID-19 crisis from health and safety perspective. We would have a web conference so that you all are aware of what contacts and how do you procure these things. Right? Usually we do health and safety week once a year and thousands of you come and benefit from it. This year, usually we do it in February, March. This year we'll do it right now, right away in the next week, so that many of you who need to access these things can access and benefit from it. And we collectively create a culture of safety among all of us as well. Right? So those are just the comments, and I'll come back to questions. Commissioner, sir, if you allow, I would like only 3 people to talk for 2 minutes each, so that it's not just MCCI doing this conversation. Is that okay, sir?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. To begin with, I have President of Pimpri-Chinchwad Small Industries Association, Mr. Sandeep Belsare. Request my colleagues to unmute him, but before he starts speaking, 2 requests to him and the other 2 people thereafter. Please do not repeat a question that's already asked or answered, so that we are able to kind of move quickly to the next ones. So all of these are, you are very, very senior people representing very respected organizations. First would be Mr. Sandeep Belsare, second would be Mr. Govind Pansare, and third I'll go to Mr. Deepak Karandikar, who also represents MSME at MCI. So in that order, Mr. Belsare first, Mr. Pansare second, Mr. Karandikar third. I know I have many more names. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do all of those. Once we do those 3, sir, we'll have a concluding remarks from the Commissioner, the JDDIC and President MCI, and we'll conclude the call. I'm expecting to conclude the call in next 15 to 17 minutes. Mr. Sandeep Belsare, please, your 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Girbane. First of all, on behalf of the Pimpri-Chinchwad Small Industries Association, we thank the Honorable CM and the Deputy CM, all these are Divisional Commissioner, Commissioner PCMC, Joint Directors, Regional Officers who have all given permission, or we have got permission because of their efforts which they have taken. And we also have, I only have one question regarding this, because all the questions have been, my question is that why there is a need for us to give an undertaking regarding the tax paid to PCMC? What is the reason behind this? And right now, many, all of you, as you know, we are facing a huge financial crisis. Many of our industry members, they have not paid their tax dues. There is a serious issue of red zone in many 2 areas of Karawade and Kudrawadi. Those people have not paid their taxes. So will you allow them to start their work? Will they get permission? That's what I want to ask the PCMC Commission.
Very good question. Got the question. Thank you so much. We'll take the other 2 also, so that collectively Commissioner Saab could respond to it and Surose Saab could respond to it. Second, Mr. Govind Pansare.
Hello.
हाँ जी.
Govind Pansare here, sir.
Loud and clear. आवाज बुलंद है तुमचा. बोला थोडक्यात.
Yes, sir. This is regarding very 2 not common questions. See, PMPL is providing the services for all concerned organizations of the government and needy sector, government sectors and medical sectors. Like that, I'm asking since pretty long period to give the service on the sector wise, means there is a F2 blocks, S2 block. If the PMPL will go inside the on the telco road to the various sectors,
Understood.
then that will suffice the question of workers. No need of separate transportation will come. Secondly, the corporation, we are expecting from Hardikar Saab that they should provide the sanitation, because the sanitation service for all the industries at least in the common areas, so that industries can go safely to start things. And thirdly, related the professions related with the like tool suppliers and all that. Regarding that also, Hardigal Sahab should clear. They should start when the industry will start. They will need the supplementary things. So they should allow, Hardigal Sahab should allow to for this supplementary shops to start, organization to start the things.
Understood. Thank you, Mr. Pansare. Thank you so much for putting across your points as well. Mr. Karandikar isn't there, so I'll ask Mr. Bhargava if you have any question that you would like to ask. Mr. Pradeep Bhargava, President MCCI.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prashant. And sir, want to again thank you for caution, the guidance that you've given. We recognize that you're operating under great constraints, and what the concoction has come is within those constraints. I just want to convey to you that we'll go through this exercise, but there would be hiccups from our side. For example, just not as a part of argument, people from non-contaminated area of PMC are going to Chakan and Rajguru Nagar without any challenges today. But the same set of people will not be allowed to go to a plant in PCMC. And we know Tata Motors and some of these companies that you have, a lot of people reside in PMC, but so be it. We just want to mention to you, sir, that this is something for which you should stay little sensitive to as we move forward. And as you said, we can discuss offline. This is going to be a major challenge just for your consideration and not a matter of debate. Thank you very much once again. I just want to conclude my thank you also on behalf of Chamber and all of us, sir.
Thank you so much. I think Commissioner Sir and Firoze Saab, those were the questions. Some of the ones that you'd like to answer where we need to further work, we would be happy to assist you now or offline later. Over to you, Commissioner Saab.
Thank you, Sandeep ji, Belsare and his entire team and many others I can see whose name I can read have worked for tenuously to get this relaxation that has come our way. And I think this is our opportunity to start the work and continue the work for in our industrial area. There are specific questions asked by Mr. Belsare why we are insisting on self-declaration on property tax paid. It is just to find out who is applying and what is their current status. So because as we know clearly, as Survase Saab had also explained, that there is an industrial zone in Bhosri, there is a recognized industrial zone in Pimpri Chinchwad, but there is an outside industrial zone where there is no control of anybody on whether the social distancing is being followed, whether industrial safety norms are being followed. So we need to have some check on who has started the production and whether they are following all these norms. And that too also whether somebody has initiated the work, if somebody comes positive there, they are not hiding the facts. To know all these things, we need to find out where that exact industry is located. And that's why the last property tax paid receipt is being asked as a declaration. We are not asking you to take any NOC or anything, but that would give us an indication of whom to look at, whom to control, and what kind of a manpower is required just in case to move people, because an industrial area is a closed unit. It's a unit which is located in a particular area. But if you look at the spread of the other industry in an outside area, then we don't know where to find that person, where that person would be located. So it is better that we know and identify a unit as per the property tax number. Second question was from Pansare sir. Pansare sir, तुमचं कायम सहकार्य पिंपरी चिंचवडला राहिलेलं आहे, not just industries but all associations and federations. He is in constant touch with us, and I must thank for all his support. Pansare jincha jo
question was about PMPML service going to.
So that is a generic question about public transport. Currently, I am again repeating, we are not starting the public transport service. We would be only facilitating PMPML buses, those who can't have their own vehicles. So maybe right now PMPML buses are lying vacant, but they would be used as a prasangik karar on a daily basis for transporting certain people at a certain payment of terms. So one trip that would cost per kilometer, say 50 rupees, 60 rupees, whatever the rate, I don't know. I'm just giving an example for transporting that many people. So this kind of an arrangement could be worked out as a facilitation. When the pilgrimage towards normal public transport starts, your recommendation is definitely noted, and we will look at how to start these industrial routes which are internal to various blocks.
Sir, there a question was also about if there is any plan at all to do the sanitation services from PCMC.
So we manage the sanitation on street. We don't do any sanitation inside the premises, and that would be the complete responsibility and lookout of the industrial unit.
True. I must mention something very interesting that I heard from some of our industry members, and that is, and it's a very, very encouraging sign. More than a dozen industry members who are adjoining areas have come together. They have formed their small little group, and they are discussing about how they could have another layer of safety, even enveloping their own industrial individual unit. Individual unit they'll do for sure, but they would also do an enveloping among the 10, 12 of them together, right? So many of such good initiatives are coming forward where industries are also taking steps forward to get further layers of safety, and that's a good thing.
That's a wonderful innovation. And last question was from Bhargav sir. I think that concern is taken well into account, and we are thinking on it, whether we can start on systematic manner for certain people, because I know that most of the owners and the top management still does not prefer PCMC as their choice of stay. But for the time being, it's a constraint that is put on all of you. You may choose in the meanwhile to come and temporarily relocate in the facility whichever is allowed in the PCMC area. One-time movement could be facilitated for a certain number of people who are willing to take up that decision. So that also can be facilitated by Mr. Ajit Pawar for one-time movement. For essential service providers, we have already facilitated that thing. Many industries have opted that their executives are staying inside the premises. Wherever they have guest houses, they are staying there. Some of them have rented the hotels which are available. Now, hotel business is also looking for some work, and they are willing to offer at very affordable rates. Somebody can take a look at that kind of an option for temporary period. We are again awaiting further instructions and relaxations in next 2 days. Let us see what further relaxations come our way.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I have just 2 or 3 things, and in the next 3-4 minutes, we could conclude the call. I just need to check once with the RO MIDC if there is anything he would like to say, because he's on the call, and I just want to check it before I come towards conclusion. Sanjay Deshmukh ji, anything you want to say? All right, I'm moving towards conclusion now. Here are the 3 quick things, sir. One, Shri Ajit Pawar ji, the senior officer, right? If you could just have, or somebody from his team. Okay, all right. So that everybody gets to see. And
yeah.
आपल्या टीम मध्ये कोणाचा जरी तुम्ही कॉन्टॅक्ट देऊ शकाल ह्या चॅट विंडो मध्ये, तर इतर लोक त्यांच्याशी कनेक्ट करू शकतील.
Okay, I will give on my number also.
901. Sorry, let us note this. Tell us, please.
901 109 1050.
1050. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now people would be able to.
Second number.
There is another person, Mr. Indalkar. Chandrakant Indalkar, Assistant Commissioner. He will be also assisting Mr. Ajit Pawar ji.
Anji.
955 257 8701.
Thank you so much.
And Sarthi number is already there. You can always get back to Sarthi also.
Sure, sir. So I'm repeating the number 955 258701.
No. 955 257 8701.
Got it, sir.
Mr. Indalkar.
Thank you for that. So there are just last 2 things before we conclude. One, there is a request for your consideration, sir. We're not looking at response right away, just for you to consider. among many things that all of us have collectively requested the central government, state government, there is one small thing that we have requested. I'm not going to repeat what a difficult situation MSMEs are. You're all already aware of it. We have requested for waiving off rather than just postponing couple of things. One was the MSEB fixed charges. Second was on the water or MIDC fixed charges. But the third thing which I wanted to talk to you about is the property charges, property taxes that we have for the period that we have here is for your kind consideration if that could be waived off, because we could not work in our industries, not because of our options, but given the act that we all are facing.
Yes, got your concern, Prashant.
Yeah.
We are, whatever we have started, I'll just let everybody know. Up till now, for property tax, whosoever has not paid their tax for the last year, for them the Abhay Yojana has been extended till 31st of May, and 90% of the penalty has been waived off. For those who have not paid their tax till last March, last year's tax. Now, this year, the early payer would get a huge discount. That facility has been extended till 30th of June. So somebody who is paying online and paying advance tax this year, they are going to get the benefit up to 30th of June. Now, about giving the rebate or giving the tax holiday on these 2 months, that thought is under consideration, but we have not yet taken a decision because yet the total impact is not known.
Sure.
We are ongoing the process. We don't know what impact it will cause, how much relaxation to give, how much discount to give, and we are still not knowing how much economy will bounce back after once we open up.
Sure,
we
sir.
still don't know whether we will continue to remain open or we will have to again do some lockdown if the cases increase after subsequent period of opening up from the lockdown. So all of these things will depend on how we respond to the challenge. So as I said, we are slightly experimenting with the opening of the lockdown.
Sure.
That is why we kept the lockdown to control the number of cases, and we have succeeded so far in doing so. But what will happen after opening and relaxation of the lockdown is yet to be seen. So I am keeping my fingers crossed, and we are hoping that people respond to the call that we have to live with Corona. I thank you that you participated in our Facebook Live series. You can share that also with the people again if somebody wants to take a look at it. But if we are living with Corona and we adapt our ways, then we may not have to do a lockdown again. But what if the numbers start going beyond control? If we may reach a past situation that we have to again lock down. So yet is not known. That's why we are keeping our fingers crossed on that. Simultaneously, civic body is also facing the challenge of meeting lot of new requirements which were hitherto unknown. We have to manage the people in hospitals. We have to upgrade our facilities. No doubt the CSR is overwhelming. All of you have chipped in a big way. You are continuing to support us in a big way. But the challenge that we are facing on a daily basis is huge. Right now, it's only the beginning. We have expanded our facility, our capability to deal with the sick and positive cases. But it is going to go on. It is not going to end overnight. So our economy, the way it is affected, the public money has also dried up. So the tax money that would come our way is also going to go down. We are currently already receiving less in terms of GST refunds to our city. So the tax is the only source that we could be looking at. My only urge is that we will be definitely considering about doing some tax SOPs, some SOPs to the industry for the current period. But whatever the pending money which was pending with them prior to the initiation of the lockdown could be definitely looked at in stage-wise payment. I am not insisting on Shastikar. There, I know many people who have attended and hearing this webinar are from the areas which are outside the industrial zones. They could be termed as unauthorized industries also in terms of PCMC. Many of them have not paid the tax due to large Shastikar, that is the penalty tax under section 267 is levied on them. I would urge them to just pay their normal tax. They need not even bother to pay the regular outstanding Shastikar. The Shastikar decision would be taken whenever it would be taken, but if they start by doing that also, it would help the industry to go on, to corporation to work with them and go on. I know this is not the time to collect taxes. I am not here to collect taxes. I am here to open industries. I am knowing that everybody, an industrialist, is a hard-pressed one, and we want to assist maximum number of people to start, get back to normalcy as soon as possible. It is our appeal that you also cooperate so that we are able to keep a healthy environment while we open and we all remain a responsible industrialist. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate that. Here is the couple of concluding things, and in a minute or two, we'll conclude the call. Sir, on behalf of all of the people who have joined in, there were 750 at some stage, there are 600. We must thank you. I think my colleagues would take.
Prashant, you have muted yourself.
Prashant, Prashant, unmute yourself.
My apologies. It's unmuted.
Now it is there. Yeah.
Oh, my apologies. So we have had conversations, sir, with the Honorable Industry Minister, Honorable Industry Secretary, CEO MIDC, and also with Divisional Commissioner Saab and with you. On each of these dates, there is one thing we did for sure. We asked, when do we meet next, right? And fortunately, we got another date with each one of them. So with you, sir, all that we would want to do, we would say thank you, is can we please meet again after the lockdown 4 or release of lockdown or partial release of lockdown, whatever it's called, but what's commonly called as lockdown 4. Once that's announced, can we please do one more conversation like this so that it benefits all these people?
Anytime, Prashant.
Thank you so much. With that, now I thank you on behalf of all the hundreds of people. My apologies to those who didn't get a chance to speak, and we'll continue to communicate with all of you through my colleagues, Mr. Parag Karandikar and Mr. Sudhanva Kopardekar. We'll stay connected with MCCI and the other associations. Thank you so much to any and every association who joined today. Many, many thanks to all the officers, including Mr. Suravse, Mr. Deshmukh, and everyone else who joined in. Many thanks, and I'm concluding the call now.
Thank you all.
My colleagues to conclude now.